Hello everybody and welcome to the Fate's Grand Order Absolute Demonic Front Babylonia. I think that's the full title. Episode 0. Oh god, it's got a weird name. Lidnum something. Anime review. This dropped out of nowhere, unless they announced it beforehand. But I knew they were making an episode 0. I thought it would come out like in a few weeks at least. But Funimation just dropped it today. It's where it is, by the way. It's on Funimation, in case you came here and be like, where can I watch this? It's on Funimation. There. The public service announcement. But yeah, this was... I guess it was an interesting episode. I should point out I'm not this far in Fate Grand Order. I'm at the 6th Singularity. And I haven't really played much of it since then. So, I mean, the director said you could watch this anime without having, played the game. So hopefully everything works out. I mean, it should do, because I have base knowledge. I'm just missing a little bit. But anyway... This episode 0 didn't have too much to do with all of that. It was like mostly just... It was like before the game, sort of. I guess that makes sense. Well, let's just get on with the episode, go through it all and everything, and see what on earth happened. There was a lot of stuff that happened. There was a lot of talking and stuff. In fact, the fighting was just a bit... Let's just get on with it, yeah. So the episode begins with Mash, or a Mash-like creature. Because I can't decide if it's actual Mash, or if it's just another... Are they homunculi? Fate Lord's hard. One of them. Basically, it's them getting the servants. It's the servant fusion thing to make a demi-servant, I think is what it is. But then she breaks out and tries attacking the staff because I guess the servant is in control of the body then because the eye colour changes. That's just my interpretation of it. Then there's lasers and she beats the lasers and she keeps trying to attack the staff or whatever, trying to break out. I'm checking my notes because a lot of stuff happened. Then she's like trying to get through, but then she's like holding her own arm back and her hair like parts, and one of the eyes is purple and one of them's yellow. So like I guess the purple eye is the Mash, and then the other eye is the servant, whatever the servant is. Like I said, I'm not that far yet. Yeah, but then she passes out, and then we cut to Dr. Roman. Quite abrupt. That's the theme of this episode 0. It's Mash and Dr. Roman prologue, I guess. I wonder if they're gonna get... Well, Mash will probably get a focus in the proper anime. I just wonder if Dr. Roman will also. Hopefully, our main character probably won't. I think his name's Ritsuko. If it's the same as the movie. Is it a movie? First Order. That's a movie, isn't it? That counts as a movie. But yeah, we got Dr. Roman and his studies and his travels around the world and everything, doing his medicine work. Good job, Dr. Roman. And then he meets with a friend who basically hires him into... Chaldea. Is it Chaldea or Chaldea? I say Chaldea. So people can tell me I'm wrong. I don't know. I could just listen, but that's quite hard. You understand, guys. Up next, we learn a little bit more about the Demi-Servant project. There's like a million Mashes on the screen. I don't know who the friend is, by the way. Dr. Roman's friend, so I just call him friend. So if he's important, sorry. But yeah, then they're talking about Mash and they're like, no, my notes just say she's some kind of thing, because she's not human, but she is. I think she's a homunculi, or a homunculi-like thing, if she's not an exact the same. Dr. Roman becomes her doctor, because he feels bad for her, basically. Goes to talk to her for the first time, and she's talking a bit like a robot, not like a proper human. They discuss the meaning of the word senpai, which, okay. That's an interesting... to be fair, I'm kind of crapping on it a little bit. It was alright the way they were talking about it. It was a very... I don't know how to describe it. It was a very fake conversation, let's say that. It was... Yeah, I find. I liked it. The meaning of senpai, because she obviously calls everybody a senpai. It made sense in context. Out of context, it's kind of weird. But in context, it makes sense. So good job, I guess. She's got 18 years at max to live. So... You get to be legal, and then blah. Although she was 10 at the time, so 28. The joke doesn't work anymore. Damn it. That's... But then we meet Da Vinci. Da Vinci is talking to Roman, and they're talking about the project or whatever. They're like, no, this is immoral and all that. And he's like, I'm going to report it, I swear. Don't know if he actually did. Then he asks Lef if they can make the sky appear or something, and it's something to do with Mash and how she stayed innocent. And admires every human for living, and and then he's left is like, will she still be that way after everything that's going to happen? I'm like, oh, all the stuff that's going to happen, you know, seeing the worst of humanity and all that, but also the best, I guess. That's the plot of the, well, it's not really the plot, it's the events of the game, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, yeah, this little middle bit, there's a lot of like explanation and, you know, talking. I didn't write it down everything because I'm assuming people who are here also watched the episode, so I don't need to go into detail because they already know. But yeah, it was fine. You know, talking is great, but I'm saying it like I'm. No, it was good. The thing about episode zeros is that how much of this is actually going to relate to the main plot line. Like Fate, not Fate, the other one, the one that's airing at the moment. Lord Elmaloy's Case Files had a similar thing. Well, it's just a preview of what we're getting without being too relevant, if you know what I mean. But anyway, let's finish this episode off. So, if this is wrong, correct me, but that friend seems like he won the Holy Grail War and wished for the Coldeus, which is the thing that, you know, died to show that humanity was going to end in 2016, which, you know, Singularity F and all that was the cause of it. MASH was on the first mission, yada yada yada. We see Roman meet main character Ritsuko Fujimura for the first time. I think that's his name, if it's the same as the other anime. I don't know if the movie duo, 2 movies. What's the name for 2 movies? Because you got just 1 movie, and then you got a trilogy, quadrilogy, and all that. What's 2 movies called? A duology? It is a duology, actually, isn't it? I'm gonna look that up later because it's an interesting thing. Yeah. Dr. Roman then checks on MASH day after day. So the bit where he meets Fujimura, I guess that's up to the present day, and then this bit where he's checking on MASH and everything is back in the past, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's how it works. Yeah, and then she watches movies with her and everything. She, you know, gets more emotions, it seems like, and stuff. Then one day he's like, hey, you can go outside soon. You'll be an official member of the staff. Hooray. Yeah. She's like, hey, can I see the sky? And they're like, well, blizzard, so not really. Maybe one day. Then we get the scene where she meets Ritsuko Fujimura, the main guy. Fu just kind of appears and the theme song starts from the game. Shikasai? Shikashai? The theme song from the game, you know the one I mean. That starts playing. And then they like go through all the other singularities that... I still find it weird that they've started, like not the first, but you know what I mean. The first anime series for Fate Go is the 7th singularity. Are they going to go back and do the others? Like, I don't know. I read somewhere that they've made a special studio just for Fate Go. So I assume they will go back and do the others, because why would you set up a studio for one anime, or like a few anime? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what they do. But yeah, they go through all the other singularities. You know, I'm not going to list them all. There's Singularity F, and they just show everything. And then we ends with what I assume is her noble phantasm, a big old castle type thing. I say I assume because as I've said before, not that far yet. Because in the game, it's just the moment is just the invincible thing. That's not very interesting. The big old castle thing, that's way more interesting and way more noble phantasm-y ish. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Then after the credits, they're like, hey, let's start the 7th singularity. Hooray! We've still got like 2 months. What month is it? August? 2 months to go. Ignore that. I swear I know by months of the year. So yeah, this episode 0. I mean, it looks quite nice. Like, I mean, I can't, you know, give them credit for the character designs because obviously they already existed. But the way they like did it, like MASH looked nice. Like her hair was bright. It was bright, wasn't it? The brightness, I think, helped it. It was vibrant without being like offensive on the eyes, if that makes sense. When you got a lot of anime that are kind of dark, the brightness kind of helped. It's a super weird thing to mention, but I'm going to mention it. So, yeah, I'm like I said, I don't know the plot of the 7th singularity, so hopefully it's all right. But to be fair, the way they set up the singularity is easy for me to say. It is quite well set up for an anime series. It's just to see how well they adapt it, especially because there aren't previous ones. It's going to be curious, but this episode 0 should focus on this for now. Yeah, it was good. It, you know, gave you a little bit of background on the Chaldea and Roman and MASH. And then it went through the things at the end really quickly. So I'm going to assume they might do a little bit more of recap, like in episode 1 maybe, because we don't know much about Ritsuko Fujimura and like how he got to where he is. They might just ignore it and say, here's what we're doing. We've given you base knowledge, go for it. Which they very well could do that. But I'm excited either way. I'm apprehensive, but I'm excited. Like, even if it's not brilliant, I don't think it'll be terrible, if that makes sense. It won't be like Fate Extra Last Encore bad, which I think that's safe to say is probably the worst Fate anime. I'm sure people will disagree with me now, but that's the one I find to be the worst. I don't think it'll be quite... I think it'll be somewhere in the middle. I know people don't like Apocrypha. I think it'll be maybe Apocrypha-ish when you compare it to like Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. I think it'll be around that kind of quality level. But yeah, let me know what you guys think and everything. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this review, subscribe and stuff. I'll be doing this series when it starts in October. And there's other stuff in the meantime to watch. There's a lot of stuff to watch in the meantime. There's a lot of anime in the world. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you, I was going to say next week, but it's not next week. Next time. And bye guys.